Respected Viragins, respected Sevakas, respected Dharma, Sthapaka, Prayatna doing people, Shrotas, respected Bhakta Jignasus, and respected Shishya Mumukshus, and the spiritual sadhakas. Good joy it is to be with you together to study our Shastras. Today, daytime Bhagavad Gita also reached 500th day for the youth. 14th chapter, 8th shloka, we have reached up to. Wonderful it is, one by one Shastras we are studying. This itself is a great effort in today's world. The study of any Shastra is tough, but the courage, the daring to study this sublime Shastra of Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana, which at every topic level tries to inculcate deeply into us the Vairagya in this Kali Yuga where we all are slaves of Upadhis and through the Upadhis to the Bhoga outside. And easily the Bhogas are available in today's world. And all our faculties, Upadhis are less strong, less powerful to grasp these sublime things, accept them, practice them. That stability, stamina lacks in this Kali Yuga. And yet, the daring in us to study itself is a laudable, commendable thing. And yet, let us be little more smarter, intelligent. Not only to listen, but then to apply our intellect to grasp the deep, logical, analytical explanations and conclusions. And what are all that is talked about apart from the Brahma Tattva, Brahma Prapti sadhanas, which we anyway study in our Upanishads, is how the Jagat is not so real as we see it, how it is mithya, how therefore it is not correct or intelligent to be entangled or lost or tied down or bound to the world. Therefore, the feeling of Vairagya, the joy thereafter, that the mind is now calm, quite free from all these clutches. These sublime things which are given, if we are smart enough and grasp and accordingly free our mind from these bindings, employ that relatively free mind for the pursuit of the real, the truth, the permanent, then we are really helping ourselves. And when it is continued relentlessly, single pointedly, without yielding to anything other than this pursuit for any reason, really we are on the path track. It's only now the question of time, that's it, that we will be reaching to those inner, deeper experiences. So, to pursue it beautifully, let us invoke the grace of Param Brahma Tattva, grace of Paramatma, grace of all Devatagana, grace of entire Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, Swagurus, Swacharyas, and Shruti Mata in the form of Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa and Mahatma's Rachanas. Having saluted them, now let us take up the study of Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana. We are in the first Vairagya Prakaranam in the 12th chapter or Sarga out of 30 or 33, where to the beautiful, loving, kind inquiry of Sri Vishwamitra ji and of course Vaashishtha ji and Dasharatha ji, Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan is putting in front of them, saying that I am Ajnani and yet it is your orders, I cannot bypass them. Therefore, I am replying to you. With this humbleness, he starts. I am born here in this father's place. grew well, went for Vidyabhyasa, got sthira in that, then went for the Tirthayatras. Then, after and while going through that Tirthayatra itself, I started analyzing the Jagat. Two things I so far understood. Ki, what for the praja are running in this world, including me, is for the sukha. So, is that sukha that is truly available in the Jagat? Is this Jagat capable of giving it, or where else it is? And so too, in pursuit of this sukha, deluding everyone themselves, cheating themselves, how everyone is falling into the snare of the apadas and dukkhas again and again. Having thought all this, O Lord, I am losing interest in any of the activities in the world outside. This is how Sri Ramji started telling. He gives the example of the mind made relations between never relatable, if such word is there, things and beings of the world. In the example of the two iron rods, it is only manaha kalpitam, mind also inquired, it is unreal. Up to this he has come. Then what is the reality? What is the substratum? That is not known. Therefore, that side of emptiness was giving him the dukkha. Dukkha gone because of Vairagya. But dukkha still is there because the truth is not realized. So, the sages will be teaching him after all this discussion regarding Viveka Vairagya gets completed, maybe as many chapters as it takes. Chanting we have done, therefore, after a few shlokas we saw, we'll continue seeing them. Having done that in the 13th Sarga, the further inquiries and vairagyas of Rama, we chant it and try to see. Let us spend 3 minutes in the prayers. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Om Sharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam Badavakya Pramanatah व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकेर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् ॐ यद्वाक्यामृतपायिनां प्रतिपदं सत्यं सुधानीरसा यद्वाक्यार्थविचारणादभिमतः स्वर्गोऽपि कारागृहं यद्वाणी विशदात्मपूर्णमनसां तुच्छं जगत्तूलवत् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे यस्यार्षं प्रथिता जगत् त्रयहिता सा वेदमाता परा यश्चक्रे तपसावशे सुरगणान् अन्यत् सिसृक्षुर्जगत् तं बोधाम्भुनिमणिं विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं श्रुत्या ब्रह्मैव रामः प्रकटितमहिमा येन तस्मै वसिष्ठः यः सीतां ब्रह्मविद्याम् इव सदसि पुनः सत्यशुद्धां किलादात् यत् आनन्दसन्दोहदोग्ध्री तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः अदुद्धिधीर्षु मनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मभक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठ नमः। श्री विश्वामित्र महर्षि नमः। श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षये नमः। श्री वामदेव वेदव्यासादि समस्त ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोध श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराण इतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शन अनुग्रह अनुभव तस्मिन्नुक्त समस्त साधनानाम् अनुभव प्राप्ति सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः सांप्रदायिक शास्त्राणां समस्त मोक्ष प्रक्रियाणां पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां गुरूणाम् आचार्याणां श्रेयोभिलाषिणां संस्थानाम् आश्रमाणां सेवकाक्त शिष्याणां पूर्णायुरारोग्य क्षेमस्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्यादि समस्त सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुघ्न स्थापना कार्ये निर्विघ्नता प्राप्त्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापनार्थम ही एव शतसहस्र अनंत अनेक संख्या अवताराणां गुरु अनेकानेक शास्त्राणाम् आविर्भावार्थम् अनेकानेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम अतः श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रं प्रथम प्रकरणं वैराग्य प्रकरणं मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे अवनौ सर्वेषां जीव तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ओम अथ द्वादश सर्गः। Friends, we have seen eighth mantra up to one by one shlokas are so deep. Little patience when we have Shraddha, we have how to do that. This 1 hour we are dedicating for the Shastra Adhyanam with Nishchaya. This Shastra being very sublime and useful will bring our prema, bhakti, shraddha, ekagrata to listen and also the buddhi to do the vicharana and chitta to grasp and memorize what is being discussed or studied here. And the aham of ours should be trying to accept this wisdom and live this knowledge or wisdom. That is why in Gita 13th chapter, Shrutva Anyebhya Upasate Tepi cha Atitaranti eva mrityum Shruti Parayanaha. Those who are also listening to Shastra regularly, grasping it, and trying their best to do sadhana, they also reach the truth and cross the Mrityuvadi samsara bandhana. So let us do that. What is said by Sri Ramaji in 8th mantra is Astiraha sarva eve me sachara cheshtitaha avadam padaya papaha bhavaha vibhava bhumayah. So vibhava bhumayah bhavaha. Bhumayah means fields. Vibhava bhumayah means the fields of so many of the Vaibhavas. Bhava means which are expressions. So the scene expressed Vaibhava Bhumis. All of them are Astiraha. They're all non-permanent, non-stationary, not the same. Every moment they are changing only to perish one day. And not only that, when we seek them, apadam patayah. They're all the causes of the apada because they take us away from the real sampada, the Paramatma. So to papaha, they are the ones which make us do the papa. As the same thing, the first papa is to forget the truth reality. Thereafter, nothing but the papa we do. Therefore, the deep thinking of Sri Rama as to how our mind works regarding the Vibhava Bhumis, how it seeks them, how slowly it, while doing the Papa, becomes the Apada Pati, cause of the Apadas, is understanding them. Then Ayashalaka Sadrushaha Parasparam Asanginaha Slishyante Kevalam Bhavaha Manaha Kalpanaya Swaya. See, Bhavaha Slishyante Kevalam Swaya Manaha Kalpanaya. Two beings come together, stay together. The two beings are called as bhavaha. Shlishyantemans get attached to each other. Swayamana kalpanaya. Only by their own mano kalpanas. Otherwise, they all are parasparam asanginaha. They don't have the sangha as such permanent to each other. And they are like ayaha shalaka sadrushaha. So ayaha shalaka sadrushaha is example. The truth is parasparam asanginaha. Then what is sin is shlishyanti. The cause is kevala manaha kalpana. And that is why no two beings and a being with any object can permanently stay together with the same mood, with the same love, with same attachment. Because they are parasparam asanginaha. Therefore, you and I, to free our mind, what lesson we have to learn from it is from our side, let us not do shleshanam because of manas sankalpa with anything and being free. But because of our prarabdha or any runanubandha, we have the relatives, the relations, the related things around, even situations. So, in and through them, as a routine, as a dharma, we just involve without any compromise and yet keep the fact this intact. And thus, when in the pursuit of higher, either we have to go in the pursuit of higher or somebody lives and goes, or in for any other reason also, when things are beings leave us and go away, because we have already prepared in the mind that they are parasparam asanginaha, that results in a not suffering so much. Accept it gracefully and bless if there are people, you know, wherever you go, may you evolve spiritually. Yeah, you have hated me, you have fought with me, you disliked me for whatever the reasons I deserve or don't deserve. Now the time for you to leave me is coming. You are leaving. Go wherever you go, grow in life. Isn't it? In that way, those who never come in our life, bless them. Those who come and stay in our life, bless them. Those are going away to them also. Same the thoughts of blessings, wishes from the core of our heart. You have to express, make a habit of it. So that is the Rama's thought. Parasparam asanginaha. That thought we have seen in our today morning other two classes also. Then what about the whole Jagat? Manah samayattamidam Jagat abhogi drushyate. Hmm, hmm. Manaschasadhiva bhati kenasma parimohitaha. Another very deep truth. We have to have the subtle intelligence to think and understand, and heart to accept it. The daring and courage. What it is, manaha samayattam idam jagat. Idam jagat, abhogi jagat, manaha samayattam. Means by mind only it is carried. Means created by mind, maintained in the mind, and dissolves in the mind only. The whole jagat. And hundreds of examples will come in the future shlokas to prove all of this. And in hundreds of times we have analyzed it in our other Upanishadic Vedantic classes, that when there is a mind in Jagra Swapnavastha, then only Jagat is there. Mind got enfolded in the Nidra Avastha, where is the Jagat? Therefore, where is Jagat? In the mind. It is proved. This is easily understandable. Second thing is little subtler. What it is? Manacha asat iva abhati. Manacha asat abhati iva. Even mind in its own ultimate analysis is asat only. That also is appearance. Now see, the unreal, the mind itself. Mind itself is appearance. And by the mind projected and maintained is the whole world. Then, kenasma parimohidaha. Then by what murkhata or ignorance or what I say, non-thinking, that we should allow ourselves to be paritaha mohitaha, by all means or angles get deluded by either the world outside or the mind inside. मतलब एक श्लोक के द्वारा पूरा बाहर इस जगत को भी मन को भी काट के फेंक दिया राम जी ने यहाँ. Do we have that guts to think and understand this bitter, naked, pure truth? So, but to what level of depth his thinking has gone to? Mind itself is unreal, and the whole world is in the mind. That therefore also is unreal. How can you be deluded by these unreal things? This is what I am thinking. Oh, Guru, please correct me if I go wrong. That is how he is presenting his analysis in front of the masters. And to think about this, how much one has to detach for the time being from the what is all uncontrollable involvements in the world. That's what if you see 5 6 days back in our morning introductory talk, we discussed about it. You pause the mind from involving in the world, bring the intellect, then inquire, then come to know the facts, live the facts, don't leave the facts and then live the unreal things just to suffer that which is not called for. Wait and see whether it is truly snake or rope. Without pausing and inquiring, taking this road to be snake, and you are perennially becoming frightened and miserable. If you give a pause and give the thought to it, you will know there is never the frightening snake, there is an innocent rope on it. So too, the whole world is in the mind. Mind also is not so real. अब इस एक ही बात को है ना, world is in the mind is not real. If we do 1,000 times japa and allow this thought to deeply enter into us, will not the hold on the samsara or hold of the samsara gets loosened. To that extent, the meaningless attachments followed by the fears, anxieties, excitements, will they not reduce? Accordingly, as Rama will inquire and the Gurus will tell him, then what is permanent? When that is asked by us, when the Gurus tell us about that, and when we are pursuing it and we are nearing to it in our understanding and experience, what an infinite joy, bliss will come. This is the meaning of Dukkha Nivritti, Sukha Prapti, achieved through Tattva Vichara, Tattva Chintana. Then Rama says, Asataiva vayam kashtam vikrushta mudha buddhaya mruga trushnam bhasa dure vane mugdha mruga iva. A powerful shloka. Ki asata eva. Asata, exactly what we said just now. By that which is never existing, asata eva, it is instrumental case. Why? By the asat only, because of the asat only, vayam, we all, custom, vikrushtaha muda buddhayaha. So vikrushtaha means either and thither pulled, muda buddhayaha, deluded in intellect people, we are all custom experiencing the kashta and dukkha by the asat vastu. जो नहीं है उसको लेकर हम दुखी हो रहे, वी आर मूढ़ बुद्धि. The conclusion of the above two shlokas. Example is what? Mruga trushtambasa dure vane mugdha mrugaiva. The deluded mrugas, the deers, seeing that mruga trishna, the mirage water, they go on running for that water. And that mruga trishna, the mirage, appears in the hot sand, scorched by that heat of the sun. Thinking that it is water, when this mruga run behind it, forget about getting water because it is never there. Those hot, the lands of those desert burn their legs, and at one of the places they will fall in that heat only, they even die also. So the running, the pain, dukkha, the death, all these three happen to those deers because of taking that mirage water as real water and wanting to fulfill their desire of quenching the thirst. We all are deers. The entire world and mind is Mrugatrishna, taking it as real and therefore giver of happiness, running behind them, other than getting exhausted, tired, other than burning all our faculties, finally ending up only in the death. We are not going to get anything. Therefore, somebody, when he runs for Sat and becomes miserable in gaining or not gaining, is a different issue. But that which is never there, running towards it and becoming miserable, what do you call them if not Muda Buddhaya? Delusion in the Buddhi. Not pausing and not sufficiently thinking. Not even readily receiving this data which helps in the right thinking. Shastra always is the data for the right thinking and right decision. In the life is to function under the right decisions so that we evolve towards the true permanent happiness and bliss. Think about these things as seriously as possible. हो गया? एक एक श्लोक का मेन मीनिंग बता के हम आगे बढ़ रहे. Mrugatrushna example is given to say that we are suffering because of asat only. We are Muda Buddhi. In the above shloka, whole world is in the mind. Mind itself is unreal. Okay. Now, 12th shloka. Very interesting thing. Hmm? Hmm. Very poetic, emotional this shloka is. Hmm. He says, Na kena chicha vikritaha vikritaha iva samstitaha bata mudaha vayam sarve janana api shambaram. Hmm. Hmm. Very interesting point. This comes in Bhajagovindam as Pashyannapi cha na pashyati mudaha udara nimittam bahukrutamesha ityadi. Very sublime, emotional way of saying here. Listen carefully. He says, Na kena chicha vikritaha vikrita eva samstita. Very powerful example. Like an animal. It is being put for sale in that सेलिंग प्लेस होता है ना कि हर एक गांव में सब्जियों का बेचने वाला एक दिन मार्केट होता है. अदर यूजफुल ग्रॉसरीज एटसेट्रा बेचने का एक दिन होता है. एंड दे डू द सेल्स एंड परचेस ऑफ द एनिमल्स आल्सो. जंतुओं का संता बोलते हैं. एनिमल मार्केट है ना. The hens and the cocks and the ducks and the rabbits and bhed bakri and even bulls and buffaloes, ऊंट, खच्चरू, ये सारे बिकते हैं लोग अपने खेती के लिए अलग चीजों दे बाय देम. That thought Rama is saying कि we are never sold to anyone, we are not bought by anyone. Yet we are behaving as if we are bought by someone, we are sold to someone. Compare the example of the animal. Example that Bakri, when bargained and sold to someone, helpless that it is now, that tied in the nose, in the neck, that fellow who bought it will take it away. Then what he does? It is his choice. वो बिक चुका है वो. So many other examples. House which you made with all your love, or we couldn't stay in that, for some reason sold out to someone. Then that fellow want to make a better building because lot of money has got. हमारे आंखों के सामने तोड़ देगा वो. Then we feel bad about it. Such so many examples. So we are not vikrita, bhai. We are not sold to anything or anybody. No, we can't be sold. We are not a sellable, buyable commodity at all. Yet vikrita iva, as if we are sold out, we are being pulled by someone and we are being carried away also. So therefore, realize that we are not sold, that we have to be slave to the one who has purchased. Break open those shackles and run in your own freedom. That is a thought. That's why I said emotional and very subtle. So, na kena chicha vikrita. Nobody has bought us or sold. ना विक्रेता इव संस्थिता, बट वी आर बिहेविंग एज इफ हम किसी को बेचे गए हैं, बिक गए हैं. somebody bought us and we are being enslaved by those who bought. Like that bulls bought by this fellow. No, he will take for the bullock cart or put it in the fields for plowing. What are the other things? He may use it for taking out the oil. कहते हैं ना, करते हैं. तो बताओ, मूढ़ा वयम सर्वे जनाना जानाना अभी शाम्बरम. शाम्बरम इज माया. शंबर विद्या माया. And even though we cannot be bought by anyone, such a free, pure, conscious self we are, as if we are sold out. We are naturally sold out to what? Very simple, to our own ignorance, followed by to these upadhis, through these upadhis, especially the mind, to the mind created world and the worldly things and beings and the relation to them and variety of expectations from them. To all of them, we are as if sold out or bound. So, what is a take home point from this sloka? If you think you are tied down and bound, you will experience like that, even though it is not a fact. The fact is, nobody can buy our freedom. Nobody can enslave us. Neither our upadhis inner nor the world of names, forms outside. That is the meaning of what we studied in our Haitaraya Upanishad in the language or words of Vamadeva Rishi. Vamadeva is seated there now in that Sabha. Vaashishtha, Vamadeva, Vishwamitra, all are there. He says, from so many lives, I was chained by the iron line, iron cages. Shatamma ayasi puraha arakshan adaha. Then what I did in this life, Shena eva jarasa niradiyam. With full strength, I broke out all those shackles. What is the strength of there? Knowing that these shackles are never there. When they are not there, how can they bind me? Slowly, steadily, those self-made bondages, mind-made bondages, illusory bondages, you have to cut and get through, become free. Oh, Barbara, now, how deep is this thought? When do we understand it? And when do we understand how to achieve it? Freeing ourselves from imaginary shackles and living like animals as if sold to someone, bought by someone, enslaved by that one. Yeah, Janana api Shambara means see the power of Maya. That when you can say, or if you little think you understand is all Moha Maya, you can come out. But you're not thinking, you are Muda Buddhi. You are just behaving like non-thinkable animals. No, देखो एक interesting point क्या है? Animals are also living beings. Na? And how can anybody buy them or sell them? It is only their Muda Buddhi, no? That by the seller they are sold, by the buyer they are bought. If those animals like lion or elephant become courageous and get out of that person's slavery, who can stop it? But Muda Buddhi. How can anybody cage any parrot? Can they cage any of buffalo or anything? It is a free animal, like we are free, isn't it? That is why we enslave the animals and misuse them. तो भगवान ने हमको हमारे इंद्रिय रूपी पशुओं के अधीन में बना दिया. Like the outer animals are our slaves, we are the slaves of our inner animals. Inner, all those animals, but acting like the rulers, the indriyas, the antakaran. थोड़ा सोचना है. Now, when we are thinking this, little patiently, see how deep our sober our thinking is becoming, understanding. This is the one which slowly loosens the very tightly made bondage to the outer world and inner attachments to the world. Then only dukkha we can slowly reduce. After that is sufficiently done, only we can pursue the actual reality and the truth. Done? Then after this, किमेतेषु प्रपञ्चेषु भोगानाम सुदुर्भगाः मुधैव हि वयं मोहात् संस्थिता बद्धभावनाः. Same thing. किम एतेषु प्रपञ्चेषु भोगाः नाम. In the outer world, eteshu prapancheshu means in the outer world made out of Pancha Mahabhuta ityadi. Kim bhogaha nama. What are the things which are the givers of bhoga or sukha? Actually, they are sudurbhagaha. The things which bring misfortune to us. दुर्भाग दौर्भाग्य को ले आएंगे वो वाले. सो टू मुधा एव हि वयम मोहात संस्थिताः बद्ध भावनाः. See, Baddha Bhavanaha, bound by our own inner minds. Bhavana here means imagination, projections. We are Baddhaha and we are Moha Samsitaha. Mudha eva means unnecessarily. Unnecessarily, because of the bhavanas in our mind, we are just tied down to all these outer durbhagya giving things of the world, naming them as bhogas. मतलब बाहरी दिखने वाले चीजों को, वस्तुओं को, व्यक्तियों को भोग्य वस्तु ऐसा मन में अननेसेसरली मानकर हम स्वयं ही बंधित हो रहे हैं. Here the subtle point is, what is bhoga? Bhoga is for happiness. Happiness is inside in you. How can it be there in the outer world? But it is manaha bhavana with which we are bound, and we don't want to leave that. Our own mind-made bhavanas. You know, addicted. कुछ भी कहो, that chain smoker, he will not leave that smoking because baddha bhavana. One who addicted to drinks, baddha bhavana. वो उस अपने भावना से कि इसमें भोग है, वो बद्ध है. He alone by thinking slowly has to come out of that bondage. Nobody can help him. So these things conspicuously seen as addictions. But then in general, we are all addicted to something or the other in the world. That also as bad as those raw addictions of destroying our life. In fact, those drugs or drinks शरीर को ही नाश करते हैं. पर इस जगत में भोग बुद्धि रख कर उसके पीछे मुदा भावना से बाइंड होना, it is killing the sadhaka in us, the prospectus, spiritual person in us, rather, it is hiding the self itself. अब सोच लो, किम एतेषु प्रपंचेषु भोगा नाम, ये प्रपंच में भोग्य वस्तु किधर है? सुदुर्भगा, दे आर ब्रिंगर्स ऑफ सुदुर्भगा, सुष्टु दुर्भाग्य को लाने वाले ही. दुर्भाग्य इज मिसफॉर्चून व्हिच गिव्स अस दुख. मुदा एव, मुदा मीन्स अननेसेसरली, बेवकूफयम, वयम ही मोहात संस्थिताः, we are established in with our delusion in this bhavana that they are real, they are bhoga, so I can go for them. And that is what continuously makes us get disappointed. Any number of example, अब कौन सा एग्जाम्पल दूं मैं? है ना? See, children will listen to me. They won't listen. But they listened sometimes. That time they didn't listen. They only told what they felt. Luckily, it matched with your words that you thought that they listened to you. And holding on to that कि मेरे बच्चे मेरी बात मानेंगे, you are going on insisting. मुधा एवा बद्ध भावनाः मोहात्. Then instead of that bhoga or ananda, that my children are obedient to me, we are getting only dukkha. Then what is to be done? As a father, mother, what is the best advice to be done? Given, give. Forget after that. About everything only. One example came, we gave. But thousands of every moment we can see in our life how by our own imagination called as bhavana, we are baddha. And to that bandhana, we are samstita. And all of that is mudha eva, unnecessary. Why? Because the things and beings to which we are identified, attached, expecting bhoga, they are only sudurbhagaha, givers of daurbhagya only, dukkha only. This pain of operating our heart so that the inner ulcers of reality given to the world and the enjoyability given to the world, ownership given to the world, therefore value given to the world, and running behind that. To remove all these ulcers, this painful operation of listening to such shastras and contemplating, we have to do. ऑलरेडी लेट हो गया. कभी का करके पूरा मन को शांत रखना चाहिए था. And how fortunate we are that directly from Ramachandra Bhagavan we are listening the techniques of how to do the Viveka for the healthy Vairagya, after which we can be having a sigh of relief in our heart regarding see entire world because it is unreal. I need not run for it. With that pure heart, when you approach the Gurus, then they teach us what is reality and permanent. Seek it, settle in it, be liberated. Then, देखो, see the next example. Remember, throughout this text, these type of examples, logics, explanations, proofs will be given thousands of times. ऐसे ये टेक्स्ट उपमानों के साथ लॉजिक्स के साथ चलता ही रहता है. मजा आएगा जिनको थोड़ा इच्छा हो गया ऐसा विषय में, है ना. Who will enjoy? Like the father who has matured to see that his son should grow, not immatured of getting attached. That father, when he listens that the teacher of that child has punished him for something wrong, he will not attack the teacher. तुमने क्यों मेरे बेटे को डांटा? He will say, अच्छा किया और दो चार लगाओ. Why? The father is interested in the growth of child rather than attachment. In the same way, in my own life, if I am giving interest or value to my own spiritual growth, Then I love all these examples and logics and thoughts are knowledges and wisdoms. If I'm attached more to my upadhis and through them the expected bhoga of the world, for such me, these all become bitter and painful. Think about it. Very small fraction of difference will be there in this or that attitude. A attitude wale, they will enjoy gaining this wisdom, enjoying applying it, enjoy detaching from the world, enjoy the freedom. The others, feeling the bondage in this knowledge, leave this knowledge and feeling the joy and freedom, they get bound in the world continuously. याद रखो. So 14 श्लोका कि अज्ञातम बहुकालेन व्यर्थमेव वयं वने मोहे निपतिताः मुग्धाः शभ्रे मुग्धा मृगा इव. Example is mugdha mrugaha shvabhre iva. Shvabhra means the pit which is dug to capture animals. This is the way they used to do. जो हाथी हो या कोई भी डियर वगैरह हो ना, को वो बड़ा पिट खोद के छोड़ते हैं, घास फूस ऊपर लगाएंगे, दे फॉल. देन दे आर ओनली देयर टाइड डाउन एंड ऑल दैट. देखा होगा आपने हाथी को पकड़ने का. इवन अदर एनिमल्स कैनॉट fly or climb those walls, etc. So, mugdha murgaha shvabhre. Mugdha means mohita, means deluded, means the gartha, the pit is there below, above is kept with some fruits or some eatables. Deluded by seeing those fruits, these deers run, they fall. This is example of mugdha murgaha shvabhre. Deluded animals fallen in the trap of the pit or any cage, etc. एक दिया नहीं उसमें cage कहो कुछ. In the same way, we are also mugdaha mohe nipatitaha. In the pit and cage of delusion, we are like the mruga are fallen vyarthameva. For no reason and no logic. Agnatam, not using our intellect to think and gain the knowledge. And most important word is bahukalen. Rama is only 15 years. It is 15 years of past life only, appearing to him that such a long time I was deluded and fallen in the pit of delusion by not thinking. हमको तो इतना उम्र बीत रहा है, still we are not understanding that we have fallen in the pit of delusion. Vyartham, unnecessary. Any day you can choose to come out. Animals cannot come out, but we can come out. Because that moha can go away with jnanam. The jnanam is this one. That the world is in the mind, mind is unreal, the world also unreal. So it is only delusory imagination to seek sukha in the world. See the feeling of each sloka. अज्ञातम बहुकालेन, बहुत समय के लिए बिना विचार किए व्यर्थमेव unnecessarily वयम मोहे निपतिताः मुग्धाः. Deluded we were always fallen in the pit of moha. Vane mugdha mrugaha shvabhre iva. Example is in the forest, the deluded animals caught in the cage or pit made by that looter, what do you call them, hunter, etc. See that I am not pausing and giving time much to for you to think or myself explain. We are running through. Here, the animals falling in the pit example. Upar, we are like a sold out animals, although we are not sold. Before that, mind is unreal, whole world is in the mind. Not knowing this, just by mano kalpana, we are caught up in the world. राम जी कितना सोच रहे होंगे इसका अर्थ. And who can think, who has got lot of stamina? Where from the thinking stamina comes only when one is doing lot of upasanas, anushtana. In the Tirtha Yatra, he was in the Anusthana and Upasana, of freeing from all the bhogadi. Like Logna, when they go for any Tirtha Yatra, they make some Anusthana. These 7 days, Maunam. 7 days, no any of the bhoga. 7 days, lot of japa, nama, sankirtan, upasana. With this, the wastage of energy is conserved. New divine energy is created. With that, the thinking is possible. In that right thinking, contemplation, all these truths which appear to be bitter, but the most nectarine, when they are really applied, they get revealed. Okay. Now, having said all of that, Bhagavan says, कि किम में राज्येन like Arjuna किम भोगैः को हम किमिदम आगतम यन मिथ्या एव अस्तु तन मिथ्या कस्य नाम किमागतम. He says, किम में राज्येन, I am not interested in Rajya. Kim Bhogaihi, I have nothing to do with the Rajya Bhogas and all of them. Koham, where am I? Kimidam Agatam, why I have come here? Yet mithya eva astu tad mithya. What is illusion? Let it be illusory or unreal. Why I am in my non-thinking, giving it reality? Yet mithya eva astu tad mithya. Kasya nama kimagatam. And I want to know who am I? Why I have come here? The ultimate questions are these two. One, who am I? Second, what am I seeking? The answer for both of us is one only. I am Brahman and I am seeking Brahman. Ultimately, pata chalega after deep inquiry studying Shastra. I am not interested in Rajya, I am not interested in Bhoga. I just want to know who am I and why I have come here. What is the purpose of me here? Now let all that is mithya understood with the inquiry so far done. Let that remain as mithya, means let it not be taken as real, means let me not be deluded in giving value to them and run behind. The one who is running behind all of that. That me, who am I? And what is the exact purpose for which I have come? Not the created or projected or misguided purpose. Like for the Artha Kama as the purpose only, today's entire world is misguiding, or you call it guiding. मेरा क्या गया? The whole education system, the whole world is going on. है कि नहीं? अर्थ काम ही पर्पस है जीवन का. ऐसे ही हर जगह दिखाया जा रहा. For some time there was dharma taught at least. अब वो धर्म भी नहीं. Even अधर्म आनी थी for your अर्थ and काम. All घोटाला everywhere. मोक्ष की बात तो बहुत दूर. They are all projected, imagined, created purposes, not real purposes. What is the real purpose of my arrival here? Who am I? Koham kimidam agatam. Kim means why. Ida means to this world. Agatam, I came. Koham, who am I? Now I told you hundreds of times, whatever Ramana Maharshi's philosophy is there, who am I, is found in Yoga Vaashishtha. देखो यहाँ से लेकर आगे मैं कौन हूँ वाला प्रश्न चलता ही रहता. In earlier lives, he must have studied this Shastra very deeply. Understood? Then, Narayana. Having given all that, now Ramji says, Evam Vimurshataha, He Brahman, He Brahman, He Guru, Vishwamitra ji, Evam Vimurshataha. While doing the Vimarsha, the Vicharana, the inquiry, the thinking, the contemplation like this, Tataha, because of this, as a consequence, Sarveshu Eva Bhaveshu, Sarveshu Eva Bhaveshu, towards all the things and beings and involvements, etc., Mama Aratihi Ayata. For me, the disinterest has developed. Arati, not Rati. I just developed non-interest, disinterestedness towards all the bhavas. Sarveshu eva bhaveshu mama tataha means because of this inquiry, aratihi ayata. Example, pathikasya manushu iva. So, that pathika, the traveler, when he saw it as a water, for some distance he walked. Then he understood that he is not reaching it. He is moving away as if. Then he understood if the source of water it's to stay, it's not staying, moving, matlab it is not real. Once he realizes that Marubhumi is not water, will he have any interest in it? See the example, Patikasya Marushiva. Marubhumi means that Miraj water. That Marubhumi is Sanskrit word, this English fellow made it as Miraj. Maru, Miraj. See how close they are. So मरुभूमि को देखकर पथिक का जो आशा नहीं रहता, because he knows it is marubhumi, not a jalabhumi. Same way, for me all the interest is gone for all bhavas. Your bhava means the beings, the relations, the interactions with them, the objects, the liking for them, the indulgence in them. सारे भाव, न खिलौने में इंटरेस्ट, न घुमाई में इंटरेस्ट, न खाने में इंटरेस्ट, न लोग लुगाई में इंटरेस्ट, न किसी बात में इंटरेस्ट, न म्यूजिक, न डांस, न सिंगिंग, न वेल ड्रेसिंग. अरे मैं क्या कहूँ, मैं ये सब मेरे को मरुभूमि हो गया. It's law. Means what? The heat of that highest inquiry is so powerful that it burns away these wrong notions. Then the world is real and it can give me the sukha, therefore I must pursue it. जिन चीज़ों में हम इतने फंसे हुए हैं, ये सारे जली जाएंगे. They can't stand to inquiry. But the ability to inquiry, we should have. That will come by God's grace when we are disciplined and when you do lot of upasana. भगवान की कृपा गुरु के रूप में, गुरु के कृपा विवेक देने में, विवेक leads to vairagya, viveka vairagya leads to samadhi, they all lead to mokshata, that takes us to the guru. Guru makes us do the shravana mahavakya. When you do the manana chintana, the tattvam is realized moksha. All this beautiful package. Tomorrow morning in our Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Sambandha Bhashya, we are going to study. Today we chanted it. Tomorrow at length we are going to study. 2 दिन लगेगा. Exactly what Rama is thinking in a Pauranic Smriti Grantha language, Shankar Bhagavan will put us in front of us in the Vedic way, but the things are same. And in that topic, more details are given, which will come subsequently in this text. ये तो भी शुरुआत है, ये तो पुराण स्मृति ग्रंथ है, लंबा होता. तो सारे उपनिषदों का सार एक जब में बताया. How? Because of avidya of my own, I project the world and get lost in the world, becoming samsari for a long time. In that course only, knowingly, unknowingly, I do some punya, which fetches the guru who gives me the upadesha. Faith, having faith in that upadesha and practicing the teaching, sadhana, I realize myself and get moksha. This is what in 5-6 sentences. मतलब 5-6 thoughts, 10-12 sentences, 1 or 2 paragraphs. Entire Upanishadic Sara, Adhyatmic Jnana Sara, Sadhana Sara, he gives. Then to prove that, hundreds of quotations from Upanishads he will tell. Don't miss the morning class. तो यहाँ तक हुआ. Evam Vimurshataha. In this way, when I was doing Vimarsha, Hey Brahman, Because of this, tataha mama, to me, sarveshu eva bhaveshu, for all the things and beings and involvements, aratihi ayata, the disinterest got born. Patikasya manushiva, like the patika, the traveler, when he knows it is marubhumi, he will have no more asha for that. In that way, arati ho jayega. Then, tadetad bhagavan bruhi, kimidam paripashyati. किमिदं परिनश्यति किमिदं जायते भूयः किमिदं परिवर्धते. So wonderful example. Question now. यहाँ से after telling what he has contemplated, Sri Ramji is having some jignasa. He says, Hey Bhagavan, tad etad bruhi. Now please kindly tell me, ki kim idam parinashyati. Okay. Kim idam jayate. Kim idam puya varivartate. Why? Why? This body, the world is born. Why? Why it is parivardate, growing? And why it is parinashyati, completely becoming oblivion, destroyed? And again, something else is born in its place. Again, it is parivardate. Again, it is destroying. क्यों ये सब क्यों हो रहा है कैसा हो रहा है Meaning is किमिदम why it is happening is the question. Again, you see a tree, newer flowers come, they grow, bud and flower. इवनिंग फिर हो चुके नीचे गिर जा रहे पत्ते भी आ रहे जा रहे लाइक दैट इतने सारे पेड़ कमिंग एंड गोइंग isn't it the grass coming and going so to so many of the beings like this 1 hour of our discussion so far happened how many lakhs and lakhs of beings are died and are born not only human animals and birds and as I told you the plants blades of grass the leaves कितने मर गए होंगे इस 1 घंटे में और कितने जन्म लिए होंगे सो व्हाट इज इट हैपनिंग व्हाई इज इट हैपनिंग सो तदेत भगवान ब्रूहि तदेत किमिदम परिनश्यते किमिदम जायते भूयः किमिदम परिवर्धते व्हाट इज दिस क्रिएशन डेवलपमेंट एंड डिसोल्यूशन परिवर्धते मीन्स ग्रोथ सो जन्म फिर परिवृद्धि और मृत्यु ये सब क्या है कहाँ हो रहा है are they really happening etc big question very deep so the deepest answer is when you see from the superimposed standpoint the janma jara roga mrityu are happening but from the substratum standpoint if you see nothing is happening so for the one who has drishti on the superimposed all these are valid janma parivardhanam mrityu but the one who learned the art of catching the substratum. Substratum is ever there. That way, Ajam, Anidram, Aswapnam. In the Mandukya Upanishad, Telugu people are studying. Or I am only studying, one or two come. So, the water is substratum. It is neither born nor grown, never died. Wave is born. Wave is growing. Wave dies. But what is wave? Is it an independent thing other than water? That is the answer. Slowly the gurus will give. I'm just giving an idea. How the essence of highest of the Upanishads like Mandukya onwards is there in this Shastra. So he continues asking कि जरा मरणम आपतचा जननम संपदा तथा आविर्भाव तिरोभावैः विवर्धन्ते पुनः पुनः. So, apat vivardhante panama. The difficulties, dukkha's are repeatedly relapsing because of jara, old age, marana, and jananam. Then sampadaha, all of that. So, riches are coming and going, births are coming and going. We are growing, we are disappearing. Through that, repeatedly the dukkha is growing only. What is all this that is happening? I want to know. Hey Guru. So jara maranam apadacha jananam sampadaha tata ayurbhava tirobhavaihi vivardante punah punaha. Okay. Now the next point is very powerful. ये हम कल थोड़ा अच्छा पढ़ेंगे. I'm just touching it. He says भोगैहि तैहि एव तुच्छैहि वयम अमी किला Pasya jarjaratam nitaha vatairiva giridrumaha. Like by the winds and the heats, the mountains and trees are made old or dilapidated or dried up. We also are becoming old day by day and dying one day, while involving in the same useless bhogas again and again. तुच्छ भोग वही वाले, वही काफी पी रहे, वही चाय पी रहे, क्या जरूरत है? वही अलग अलग भोग हम वही करे जा रहे हैं. एंड व्हाट इज द आउटकम रिजल्ट इज जर्जरता, डे बाय डे ग्रोइंग एंड बिकमिंग ओल्ड एंड वन डे ओनली डाइंग. ये क्या हो रहा है सब? Why are we victim of all of that? Here there is not any way out for it. इस तरह next 10-12 shlokas, very gambhira rupa, Rama asks these deep questions of what exactly happening inside. Why these confusions? Why these delusions? And is there the only way? Is there any way out? What it is? Tomorrow we will see this. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hri Om. Shri Gurubhyo Varamashibhyo Parabrahmane Swati Matre Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Bol Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan. ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतो यमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति तस्य भासा सर्वमिदम्. ओम नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय तन्नो विष्णु दाशरथाय विद्महे सीता तन्नो नमो ब्रह्मादिदेव मंगलम गुरुदेव. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. बोल श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेद व्यास वामदेव समस्त ऋषि गुरुदेवता परम्परा की जय. बोल श्री श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास शास्त्र की जय. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. आज के आनंद की जय. नमः पार्वती मते. हर हर महादेव हर. सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंद गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम. अम्बे अम्बे आदि पराशक्ति माता की जय. समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासु धर्म संस्थापक की जय. भारत माता की जय. सनातन धर्म की जय. वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृति की जय. आध्यात्मिक जीवन विधान की जय. I believe this 1 hour of this type of thinking definitely will awaken the required vicharana shakti and ability to understand what is what, consequently resulting in freeing ourselves from the long holding illusions which are giving us nothing but bondage and दुख. मजेदार शास्त्र हिम्मत हौसले से हम डेली पढ़े. द स्मॉल ग्रुप यू आर कमिंग, never miss even one class. Let this 1 hour allow our intellects to pierce through the shackles and layers of misunderstandings and the resulting dukkha and bondage. Coming out of this gartha, coming out of this jail, coming out of this pits, let us enjoy the freedom in our hearts. I am the free bird. I am the free animal. Neither I can be caged by anything, nor I am a sellable, buyable commodity. Nothing can enslave me. May slowly, steadily we reach to those deeper, true understandings, revelations. Other side, as the book moves ahead, the Brahma Tattva, Atma Tattva, with all its Sarupa Tatastha Lakshanas, as detailedly given in all Upanishads, will be given here. How many times the Vairagya sadhanas, Anvaya sadhanas, Vaashishtha will make us do through Ramaji. It will be so beautiful. May God give us health, strength, longevity, and willingness, stamina to study this and all Shastras continuously, and give us the ability to do the required sadhana, and in this very life without postponing, we will should experience the truth, the self. Thank you. Come in 5 minutes to study Shiva's story. Shiva Bhujanga Stotram.